Hi, my name is Eljuri. People know me as a singer-songwriter, guitarist, and I have a new CD called Fuerte that came out today. I'm very excited, and as you can see, there's my favorite Les Paul on the cover.
That's a beautiful guitar. And now Les Paul's your guitar of choice, or?
It's my primary axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also play tons of acoustic, and on this record, it's a heavy guitar record, so I played a lot of different guitars. ES335s through a lot of different amps, but the Les Paul is my favorite axe.
Nice, yeah. Great. Can you tell us a bit about the CD? Like any influences, the types of, the style of music,
My CD is a reflection of what's going on in the world. I've been traveling a lot with my last record, En Paz, and everybody tells me stories of their perspectives and how they feel of what's going on. And so it's called Fuerte because that means strong, and I feel like it's time for us to rise up and speak out and each use our voice. So that's the message behind this record. The music is a fusion of my different layers of influences, which is a mix of like New York, US, British, rock, reggae, funk, punk, with my Latin roots. So there's a lot of the fusion of rhythms with the edge of rock.
Yeah, it's a great CD. I play it. I have it on our radio station, M3 Radio, and people say, "What is that? I've never heard that before. This is amazing." So they really like a lot of the different tracks we put in. You even did a couple of collaborations on that. It was pretty interesting. You want to speak about them?
Yes, I'm honored and blessed to be working with Sly and Robbie again. This is my second collaboration with them, the icons of Jamaican music, and they're amazing players, amazing people, and so I have a song called Empuja on the record that's a fusion of their roots reggae, which, if anybody knows Sly and Robbie, they know they are reggae. They way represent, and then with my Latin sensibilities and my kind of Latin melodies and grooves overlaid with collaborating with them. It was awesome to work with them again on this record. Yeah, and that's one of the collaborations. I also have the honor of having these two of my dear friends from Dr. Crapola, which is a band from Colombia. Mario Munoz, he's the lead singer, and Sergio Acosta Leon, who's a keyboard player, Hammond B3 and all that cool groovy sounds, and they collaborate on the record too.
That's really great. Just want to find out a bit more about your background, like what your influences when you were growing up, what got you into music, all that stuff.
The musical seed started with my mother. She's a pianist, a composer, and I grew up with a piano in the house, hearing her beautiful melodies. Since I was 4 or 5, I was playing piano with her in her lap, and she's written boleros, tangos, waltzes, pasillos, which is a beautiful rhythm from Ecuador. I was born in Guayaquil, Ecuador. And so that whole influence, and listening to Afro-Cuban music and rumba flamenco and all this great rhythmic traditional music from Latin American countries, that was my early exposure. But then at the same time, my brothers and sisters were all into rock and reggae, and so I was like listening to Peter Tosh and The Clash, and along with my father's Afro-Cuban records. So that's all like part of the thread of the sound. It's quite organic, actually.
That's really great. Now, you as a performer, do you find that you run into more obstacles than your male counterparts in the world music scene?
Earlier on, like when I was, just starting out and playing at CBGB's, that when I was 17, I was playing CB's, like playing in the early rock clubs. It was women were starting to get more and more into it. Now I don't feel it as much. That's when the sound man would come up to me and say, "Are you the guitarist? Are you the keyboard player?" I'm like, "No." "Are you the singer?" "Yes." "Where's the guitarist?" "Oh, I play guitar." "Acoustic?" No. "Electric?" "Yes." "Who's the lead guitarist?" "I play the lead guitar." And so you get that kind of like assumption that the girl's not playing the electric solos, and then I usually prove them. I enlighten them.
Yeah.
Get it as an inspiration.
Yeah.
When they assume that, because it's really you want to change that perception. And I love playing shows where a 15-year-old boy comes up to me and says, "What are those pedals you're using?" As well as a 40-year-old mother saying, "I want to play guitar." I mean, so you wanna just open it so it's normal that a girl can play guitar, like that.
Yeah. I think that's great too. I mean, I always love to hear about how musicians inspire other people, and so
Well, the people are what inspire me, and that's how this whole new record came about, was the reflection of those words and inspirations and insights that I felt, but I was told. I mean, so I was listening, and then out it came in the form of song.
that's really great. If I was going to ask you, like, who are your guitar heroes?
Oh, Jimmy. Let's say first name basis. Jimmy, Carlos, Eric. Then there's people like Ernie Isley and Nile Rodgers, who have like heavy rhythm hands too, which I love. Mm-hmm. But as far as solo guitar and there's that list goes on. Bonnie Raitt, slide. Every time I hear a guitar, I get I listen in like, oh, how'd they make that sound? But it's a great thing to have the ability to listen to all types of music and absorb that. And I think my exposure to that broad range helped, because I could be listening to a sitar and go, wow, maybe I can do that on a guitar, or a Cuban tres, and try to make an electric version of it. Yeah. So it's exciting. It's fun. And being in the world kind of music kind of environment too, you get exposed to different languages and how the words fall differently when you're singing in a different language, and different scales, like the Arabic scales on a guitar, like completely different than more traditional, different rhythms. Like a clave rhythm is completely different than a backbeat rhythm. Mm-hmm. So there's so much to explore in the world of music.
That's true. Now, for the CD, I'll go back to the CD for a bit. What are your plans for promoting it this year? What are you going to be doing?
We're starting with a busy launch. The record's being launched in the U.S. and Mexico simultaneously, with Manoville Records in the U.S. and Discos Intolerancia in Mexico. So we're going to start with the U.S. Tomorrow night I'm playing, my record release event is at the Bowery Electric in the East Village in New York City. 6 o'clock, and we're really excited to break these songs out live with my great musicians, Alex Alexander on drums and Keith Golden on bass. We're a power trio. We're going to make some noise tomorrow in New York, and then we're off to the Houston iFest to do 4 shows in Texas with Los Amigos Invisibles and Los Lonely Boys and Steel Pulse and War. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. Then we come back, and I think we loop back and do something in Miami, back in New York, and then we're off to Mexico for a tour in May.
Wow. I'm still bummed out I won't be able to see tomorrow's, but maybe I'll catch you next time you come back to New York.
Oh, yeah. I'm based in New York, so we'll be back, but we're going to be making our rounds through U.S., Mexico, and then later in the year to Latin America, to Colombia and Ecuador.
Yeah. Would you mind playing a little something for the viewers?
No, not at all.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
This song is called Paloma from my new CD, Fuerte. Una paloma blanca volando libre, plumas brillando y muy sensible. Paloma blanca volando libre, arriba sigue, te esperaré. La emoción que me llega me levanta el alma entera. Liberada, liberada, es
Wow.
I'm almost awake now.
Oh my god, it's so wanted to like pick up a bass and start jamming with you or something.
Yeah, there's an acoustic
awesome.
bass back there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. Oh my god. That was great.
Gracias.